Good morning, guys. I'm waiting for the sun to come up. It's about to come up. It's going to take a peeky poo very soon. I was listening to Megan's, one of her recent lives. It was about an hour, I think. And it was about how to handle toxic people without losing yourself. And she brings up me and Lionel. And she brings up alcoholism. And she says what I've heard many times from people who live with alcoholics. And it's true of people who are narcissists, even if they aren't alcoholics. They flip from, they can flip from charming and nice to just horrible and toxic and mean. But she was saying how alcohol is a no-brainer. Like, there's no way when they're drinking you're going to get the good part and the charming part. Now, the thing we don't realize, I think, about Lionel is that he drinks all day. It's a matter of how much. So I don't think there's ever a time he's not, a little bit saucied, or at least, I think he wakes up and it's either wake and bake or wake and sippy too, sippy tip, sip and tip. So I was thinking about that, and I was thinking that normally I have not been around alcoholics, and for some reason, we don't hang together. People who drink and me, I don't know. There's been times when alcohol was in my life a bit, and maybe I was about to go down alcohol road, and I could see that coming when I was very stressed out after the lawsuit. That started it. And then I never drank until that lawsuit, because I need to be really loosed up and angry for me to be able to even process alcohol. It's almost like I need to have a very big emotion going on for me, like rage usually, or like just a day where you had all this injustice, something like that. And then, I need a drink type of thing. I need a drink. So I could process it. But if I wasn't all chemically, my pheromones and hormones and loosh from my endocrine system, which is the glands in your head and through your body, your kidneys as well, all the glands, that's the endocrine system, starts with an E. And, that's what produces the hormones when you're happy, excited, upset, angry, having sex, all of these emotions. That's what is actually the stuff of humanity that makes us juicy and delicious and powerful and intense and high loosh quality, loosh. And they sell it all over the multiverse, human loosh. And then the brokers who collect and sell the loosh all over the multiverse at different portals and different sites, in the galaxy and the planet, those guys keep a little for themselves, because human loosh, human loosh is very powerful, very potent stuff. And people get hooked on it. And it's a powerful drug. I think it also helps rejuvenate. It does a lot. But when you get hooked on it, and then you can't get it, you probably start looking pretty bad. If you have a human body, which we do, right? The humans that I'm talking to, you're inside a pharmacopoeia made of biological material and combined with your spirit, your soul. Now, the soulless ones don't have a soul. Obviously, I'm not talking about them. But if you are a soul inside a body, you have access to this pharmacopoeia without having to buy it from somewhere else, because you are human. You therefore are within the thing that creates loosh. So if you can figure out how to control your own loosh, your own emotional reactions, your emotions, or utilize them in a way that benefits you, then you got it. because life is a drug. Living is addicting, even though it's painful and hard a lot of the time. I think we come back here. Maybe it's because we've been in a Anunnaki mind control reincarnation trap. Maybe because part of us likes it. Maybe there's a part of living that's addicting, even though it's painful. Sort of like getting a tattoo. You know, it's painful, but then you're addicted to it. I'm not addicted to tattoos. I don't have one. I would not get one by choice because I don't want to poison my body, which already has toxicity I'm trying to constantly, free myself of. And this is a very big way to do it, is put your bare feet on the green grass, because especially the clover, see the clover is especially good, and it goes right into the bottom of my feet. My skin is porous. You can take in nutrition through your skin. So at the bottom of my foot is skin, so I'm taking in the chlorophyll. Here she comes from the bottom, the sole of my foot. And I have a real soul, so I can make a soulful connection. And that's amazing. I'm making a soulful connection between my soul, through the soles of my feet, to earth. And here comes the sun gazing. Don't miss it. So because I have a soul inside a body that has a soul on its foot, which is the connection point to the planet, I can access the earth codes, the healing codes, the rejuvenation codes myself directly, just by standing on the planet, by coming into this realm and entering into a human body. Of course, we could all be just trapped in side glass jars, and this is just a fantasy, but it still would be a fantasy I'm creating, right? It would be what I'm learning, what I'm getting, allowing myself to be activated in my human body while I'm in this matrix, partially so that I can travel out of it without any consequence, to be in control of it, not be full of fear. Because fear is what the Anunnaki, those overlords, those reptilians of all different factions, they feed off of our fear. So it's a fear game. If you allow yourself to feel fearful and full of fear to an intense degree, that's why they make horror movies, so they can loosh off our fear, then you're feeding these beings. If you can be in a state of being that is not all upset, full of fear, that is calm, or that is loving. They don't like love. They don't like that vibration. It turns them off. And these are, reptilian beings that have been in control of this planet. This is my belief and my opinion, based on everything I've learned. I do believe this is true. I just watched a really good movie about it, and I'll try to find it and put it in the link. It was something, I would have shared with Lionel. But now that he's gone kind of into a new realm with his relationship with alcohol, I can see, like, it's the old Lionel's not there. And he's just like this weird, drunken, new version of himself. I think there's, maybe some, I hate to say it, because I don't like to put word spells out there on people like I'm accused of. Everything that Peggy talks about narcissism in Martin's chat, in her capital letter way, is right. But she's also describing herself, and she's perfectly describing Lionel. And my family, definitely, we have the Anunnaki genetics and the Anunnaki narcissism. Everybody has some, I think, because of the reptilian brain in the back of our necks, the back of our heads. So all of us have some Anunnaki genetics. That's part of the reason why we're so powerful, because we not only have some Anunnaki genetics, but we also have the connection to the earth and the emotions that the Anunnaki, I don't know, I think they do have emotions. I don't know, but I think it's mostly, there's a lot of, they're ice cold. They don't have love and heart and warmth. They have anger and rage and control. I don't know. And, I think jealousy comes from them. I think all the dark emotions come from them, or they know how to trigger those in us, because the dark emotions are the most tasty for them. And we are a food source. And this is something to realize. And when you realize we're a food source, which I figured out probably in 2012, I mean, I think I kind of energetically knew. I'm a very old soul, so I carry the codes with me. It's just a matter of, it was hard to activate the memories, because the memories were purposely shut down. The thing that was hard to believe that I found was true was, even though have been damaged to these incredible degrees, we still can heal the body. The body still will heal. It's sort of like how you have a city full of cement, right? And then you leave it to its own devices. If everybody moves away from that city, Earth is going to grow vines and greenery around all of it. Earth will crack through the cement sidewalks and produce grass and saplings and trees and shrubs, and it will just keep growing and growing, because that's what it does. Earth keeps growing. It keeps renewing, rebuilding, reliving, getting reborn, right? Winter, spring, summer, fall. I mean, we see it when we live on the East Coast, and even on the West Coast, and in between, you see things, change form and become alive and then die, or get dormant and come back to life. It's quite incredible if you think about it. I cut back all my roses, and really, I've never done that before, where I cut them back down to the stem, but when they get too woody, I think it's good to let them start fresh. That's why you are supposed to cut them back. Now I really get it, as I never really liked cutting them all the way back. Well, you have to let them grow, right? But then again, if you let them get really big, you can cut them back. They're going to grow again, especially roses. They almost need to be cut back. It's really interesting how the gardening thing works. It's the intention of our soul in this realm. This is a water planet. Our bodies are made of mostly water, and most of the planet is water. And there's worlds all throughout the depths of these oceans, all the way to the core, the golden core of Earth, where there's an inner sun, just like we have an outer sun. And we're on the surface of the planet. Most of the beings here are inside. And nobody really wants to live on the surface like we are. I think it's probably too easy to die, I mean, it's very easy. A body is extremely vulnerable and yet incredibly powerful. So it's and you never know. And it's a real, every second of every day can make or break, live or die, happy or sad, laughing, crying. I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen next. And that's sort of the excitement of living, unless it gets really boring and people do get bored with their lives because they get into these ruts or whatever. But anything could change on a dime. And so I guess maybe I'll try to make this video 1448. I could have done a live stream, but it's just when you don't want to deal with potential trolls and bullies, it's better to just make a video and post it. You're going to get less views and less exposure probably, but at the same time, I'm not only here for views and exposure and fighting off negativos that are constantly constructing scenarios to bring me harm, make me look bad, try to get me in trouble, try to make me have fights with people that I don't want to have fights with. I mean, it's really incredible when you open yourself up. So if you just make a video and you post the video, that's it. You're not opening yourself up to this incredible line of abuse, which is nice. I mean, this is how I used to make videos. I just made a video, and then I would upload it, and I'd have to wait to upload it, and sometimes it would fail. It was definitely, challenging at times. It was much harder to do anything on Rumble or these other platforms that they created for people like me. And I have some thoughts about some other stuff, but I'm going to talk about it either in another video or a live stream. I noticed that Martin doesn't go live unless I do, and I'd like to know what that's about, because that's pretty weird, don't you think? Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful morning. I'm going to finish my sun gazing and send the earth healing and send my body healing and send you all healing and love. Big kiss, guys. Love you.